What's up, y'all? Travis here, Carry Me Back Farms, Carson, Virginia. Step number 2 today on the 2026 produce crop from start to finish. We're gonna be seeing if we can get 2 trays of tomatoes started. I'm gonna show y'all my germination chamber, and behind me here is the peppers that germination chamber started. So y'all hang out. We'll show you about the taste of the South that you can't live without. So here we have an empty tray. We're fixing to plant 162 tomatoes. This is my first year trying out this black and gold seedling mix. I have never tried it before this year, but I've heard right many good things about it. So we gave it a shot on our peppers. Seemed to do pretty well. We're hoping to get the same kind of good results from these tomatoes here. Let's get started. So I like to get the whole tray filled up with pot and soil or seed starting mix. And then what you're gonna see me now do is I'm gonna take a icon screwdriver, the butt end of it, and pack them down. Tomatoes need to be planted roughly 1/4 inch deep, maybe a little less. And this right here will pack them down almost perfectly. And then once I get the seeds in there, we're gonna fill the tray with soil over top of it and soak it down. Ta-da! One tray planted. So now let's talk about this germination chamber. Now, what is this redneck germination chamber? Well, it's just a refrigerator. That's all it is. Except the refrigerator is not plugged into the wall. So, here's my wall plug-in. I know it's an extension cord, but what's plugged into that is this. It's called an Inkbird thermostat. I had never heard of it till last year, and I'd never owned one until about 6 weeks ago. But basically what it does is it has a temperature probe, which is right here, that measures temperature. That's that top number you'll read. Then you have a set temperature, which I have it set at 85. And if it needs to be hotter than what the current temperature is to match the set temperature, then it turns on heating, which is right here. If it needs to be colder, then it'll turn on cooling, which is right here. That's connected to one another. So what I have is I have the refrigerator plugged into the cooling. I have a old crock pot. No idea how old it is, but really darn. It's plugged into the heating. And that crock pot is down there. It's full of water. And right now it's running. And what it's doing is it's raising the humidity and the temperature inside this old refrigerator to turn it into a humidified hot box for germination. And the only little leak that you got is this little section right here. Other than that, the refrigerator is sealed up just like every refrigerator. And in about 2 hours it took last time to heat it up from the temperature in here to the desired temp, that heater will cut off. I have it set on a 4-degree scale. So it'll heat until it gets to 85, then it'll cut off until it drops back down to 81. Then it'll turn the heater on again. It did not happen during the pepper germination to where it actually got up to 89 where it had to turn the refrigerator on. But this refrigerator does work. It's old, it's beat up, but it does work. And that is my germination chamber. And not a week ago, 2 weeks ago, February 1st, we put a tray of peppers in there. And on February 7th, I pulled those peppers out because these right here had germinated in about 4 days and they were stretching. As you can imagine, it's dark inside that refrigerator. So those germinated first. They're a different variety. They're a sweet pepper instead of a bell pepper. And they germinated first. Some of these had germinated, or at least above the soil. But I had to get it out of there so that these right here didn't get too tall and lanky. But since then, it's been sitting on this heating pad here, and almost everything has germinated, which tells me that when I pulled it out on the 7th, most everything had already begun germination. It just had not emerged through the soil. And we've still got stuff that's still coming up, believe it or not. There's one right there that has not been out of the dirt very long. And I'm going to attribute that to the heating pad. But let me tell you, I'm not the best farmer in the world by any means. And the thing I am absolutely the worst at is starting seeds. Rarely does it ever work out like I want it to. Most of the time I have to start twice as many seeds as what I actually need just to get a decent set of transplants. And sometimes I have a complete failure altogether. But peppers have notoriously been difficult for me to germinate. I would have to plant an entire tray's worth of peppers just to get 30 of them, because between germination and not growing very fast, it was just the bane of my existence. But this germination chamber so far has helped out a lot. And then we've got it sitting under grow lights right here. And the temperature's supposed to warm up some next week. So we're gonna probably try to roll them over yonder towards that garage door to get a little bit more direct sunlight through there and some heat. But for right now, that's the best looking tray of peppers that I have ever germinated in my life. So I am ecstatic about that. And hopefully, in a week, I'll be pulling these tomatoes out right here. And they'll be at least half germinated and looking good. Well, that'll about do it. Got 2 trays of tomatoes planted. Explained the germination chamber to y'all. Got this nice tray of peppers that we germinated 2 weeks ago sitting here. Lord willing and the creeks don't rise, we'll have 2 trays of 2 trays of tomatoes put in here. We'll have some lime spread in a couple of weeks. I hope to get some videos of that. Then we'll start turning dirt over. Won't be long before we start transplanting. April will be here before you know it. I appreciate y'all watching. See y'all next time we do some poor boy farming here at Carry Me Back Farms. Taste of the South, you can't live with that.